Jenny here. Today is August 12th, Saturday. Woo, look at that. I made it through a whole week of radiation. Yay! I'm so excited. 5 days down. When does that leave? 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 23 to go. Woo! Oh boy. So anyways, I need some notes. I did that update on Monday. Obviously, as you could see, I had like no energy. I was wiped on Monday. Monday was a hard day, just lots of reasons. One, being all brand new. So figuring out how it was going to work, getting all the liquid down and how that was going to go, and if I could, and how well that would go, whatever, and if that would be enough. Whether I was really on the schedule or not, because of them having canceled me and not then called me the next week and said, okay, you've been approved. And then they took me 5 minutes late, and so it was like, oh, am I really on the schedule? Having the procedure, that was all good. And then coming home and not being hungry and thinking, okay, well now I have to get these, my other medicines down, my chemo pills. And I did, and like I said, I was good for that hour or so, and then I kind of got a stomachache. So there too, it was like, eh. So at bedtime, I ended up taking an anti-nausea pill with the meds, just because I didn't feel like waking up 2 hours after falling asleep and then having a stomachache and not feeling good. And that worked. I slept well that night, so that was good. A lot of hot and sweaty this week. Last night was good. Nights before, though, jeepers. So whether that's chemo, whether it's menopause, I don't know. But, boy, I roll over, even if we got the fan going in the room. And still, it's like I'm still hot and cold. I take the covers off, then with the fan blowing on my sweat, and then I'm like, oh, that's too cold. Put the covers back on. But not too bad, not too bad. It was all right. So Tuesday, I drove myself then. Wayne went to work. For the rest of the week, I drove myself each of the other days. Tuesday went fine. I was able to drink my fluids. So again, like I said, I had the big 16 ouncer, and then I tried to drink 2 to 4 ounces of regular water, and that was fine. Had my procedure. It did go really quickly. I know they said the first one was going to be the longest, and pretty much, yeah, it's been true. I'm pretty sure they took me on time. If they take me on time, or they're within 5 minutes at most, maybe 2-3 minutes, they'll take me late to the back, which is fine, and I've been fine. The clinic is nice and cold. So you get there, and like I said, I've got to take off my shoes and pants and underwear, and then I put on these 2 gowns, which at least thankfully are nice thick gowns, but it's still cold out in the clinic, and it's like, oh, and then you go lay on the cold table. I'm like, oh. At least twice, though, I had warm pillowcases that they put over my privates. It was like, oh, that's nice. But then they fold it all up so it's a tiny suit, so I barely feel it anyway. I'm like, oh, let me feel that. Just lay it on top of me. But that's okay. So Tuesday, yep, got my fluids in. They got me back. Did the treatment. Went to the bathroom. Got my clothes on. Because actually I went to the bathroom. I was coming out, and the other nurse was like, oh, you ready to see the doctor? And I'm like, well, can I change my clothes first? And she was like, oh, sure. I'm like, okay. Nothing really would matter. I mean, doctor's seen everything, but I don't really feel like going in there in hospital gowns. So I changed, and that was nice. They took me right back. They weighed me. I was up a couple pounds from where I was last time when I was there, so I'm still at the 130 mark, which is good, because I don't know if it's a different scale, if it's whatever. I didn't feel like I had lost weight from before, but who knows. Took my vitals. The nurse asked how things were going. I'm still only the second day. Asked about urination. I think she asked about output or whatever. Pooping. I told her, I'm like, well, I have the bag. So I said, yeah, the output's been liquidy. It was pure liquid all day Monday. And I'll see how today goes. I'm like, usually it's up and down. Like I said, it could be liquidy, it could be mush, it could be liquidy. And she said, okay, so I'm like, I hadn't taken any of the anti-diarrhea pills or anything yet, but I was just gonna see how this is really going. And she didn't think it was really from the radiation yet either, like it was kind of soon, but she thought okay. I mentioned I was happy that I've had enough fluid in my bladder and that I didn't pee on the table. But that, you know, what I'm drinking is enough. And she was like, oh, so you haven't been reprimanded then? And I'm like, no. So as I said, that was in the paperwork, and obviously that's a thing, that if your bladder isn't full enough, because I believe what happens in the room is this big honking machine that I explained, when it goes around you that one time, it does a scan of, well, for me it's my abdomen area, and I think with that they'll see whether the bladder's out of the way or not, and then they do the radiation part. Then the whole thing goes around twice to do the radiation. And so that's good that the amount I'm drinking is a good enough amount, thank God. Because by that point, again, I'm starting to feel full, and I'm like, by the time I get there, I kind of have a little inkling of having to pee, and again, being mom bod, you know, it's kind of like, can't hold that all that long, but it's been well, I've done it. After we got home, oh no, then I saw the doctor, sorry. After the nurse, then the doctor came in, and doctor explained then kind of the treatment. I'd kind of asked the gal, and she said, did I ask her on Monday? The doctor will explain that to you tomorrow. So the way he explained it was, I get my bag covered, but that the treatment area, you can see the belly area. This would be my belly button. He said the treatment area is basically from the belly button to the bottom of the groin. That's what I asked. He's like, your treatment area is like right in here, just the whole pelvic area. And I'm like, okay, well, like from almost the belly button down or whatever, which again, I mean, my tumor's in the rectum, so I don't know why they're putzing up here, because it supposedly didn't spread. But, so they want to do that area, and then he said a couple of the lymph nodes that are in the groin area. So, okay, at least I kind of know about that. I'd asked him if he had been able to tell if the tumor had shrunk at all with the CT scan that they had done for doing the setup of this. Because again, my understanding was you do the CT scan, you see where the tumor is, and you radiate the tumor. So just because the tumor used to be like, you know, this long, now it's shrunk to this big, I would think you would only want to radiate this part, not where it was. I don't know. I'm not a radiologist. So he said no, he hadn't looked. He was like, let's look at that together. I'm like, okay. So he brought up a CT scan they did, and he's like, obviously this isn't as detailed as an MRI. And that kind of wasn't what they were going for, but anyway. But then he brought up the MRI that I had done, and he kind of overlapped them or whatever. And then, so he showed, he goes, okay. He goes, yeah, on the MRI, he goes, here's your tumor. And on the CT, he's like, here's your tumor. So yeah, it kind of looks like it's shrunk. And then he brought up the MRI, and he goes, yeah, so it looks like the tumor was here. And then he brought the CT scan, and he's like, and now it's like here. So in my mind, it looks like it had shrunk maybe an inch, a little over an inch. So that's good to know. At least the chemo did something. I mean, again, I know the chemo wasn't really totally for shrinking the tumor. It could, and that was very nice that it did. But it's the radiation, I guess, that really shrinks it all down. So, so that's good. Came home, and I was actually kind of hungry, which was good. Again, at least with the earlier appointments, maybe. I took two. I don't think I even ate breakfast on Tuesday. I figure I'm going to wake up with just enough time to basically get myself ready to go and kind of then get packed up to go. And then I drink my IV fluid, and that I take some snacks with me in the car just in case I get hungry. If I, you know, don't want to pass out if I'm feeling that hungry. So sometimes on the way there, I'll eat like half a graham cracker, or on the way home. But on the way home, I kind of want to make sure too that I'm saving my appetite, so when I get home, then I think I had a bowl of oatmeal, and then I had my pills, and I took the anti-nausea right away. So then I felt fine. And oatmeal should also help thicken me up. And it did not. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So the few basic foods that I know usually work weren't working. So between that and bananas, a potato, yeah, none of that's been working for that. So, and that night, Tuesday night, I ended up, let's see, I was tired by about 3. I think I went to the couch and I did some reading or took a nap. So I'm good in the morning, and then by that 3 o'clock mark, I started pooping out. Had a foot cramp in the middle of the night. I thought, well, again, that's really not drinking enough fluids, not enough electrolytes. But I'm doing what I can, and some of it's like, oh. But again, yesterday I was like a non-stop drinker. I couldn't get enough in me. I'm like, I don't know. Wednesday, it was a little harder to get the fluid down. I know I got 3/4 of it down, and I'm like, you gotta do it. You gotta, it's not an option. You gotta get this down, Jen. So I did. I was able to get that down. I'm a little nervous then about that appointment, and it was fine. They didn't say anything. Again, so again, the treatment went fine. It went really quickly. Got home, and again, maybe it had some oatmeal. Had the anti-nausea pills. I just, at that point, just started, I think on Tuesday I just took anti-nausea now with each of my doses of chemo pills. So, excuse me, I'm not worrying about whether I'm going to have a stomachache or not. I'm just taking it as protocol, and I've been fine, which is good. On Wednesdays is virtual yoga through the Aurora Healthcare, part of this plan. I was recommended to that. So I've done a few sessions, started while I was still doing chemo. So for 2 of those weeks I ended up having the pump on me, and I'm like, yeah, no, not doing it those days. It's only on Wednesdays, it's once a week from like 4 to 5. Chair yoga, so we start off pretty slow, and then you do some standing stuff, and that's been nice. But then I'm like, I'm tired, do I really want to, but usually same, I feel better after I do yoga. So I did, I made it through. And then that night too, Wayne's all like, you need to change your bag. It was supposed to be done yesterday. And I'm like, oh my God, I know. But I'm so tired. And I obviously was waiting for him. So I'm like, okay, well, he was home. I did, I showered, we changed the bag, and I was like, thank God, because it was actually to the point of one more day it would have leaked. So we got that done, so that was good. On Wednesday I took my vitamins. Monday and Tuesday I wasn't able, because again, I would take my vitamins, I need to take it with food. So when I get home from treatment, it's basically my breakfast, and I take all the other pills, and then so maybe by lunch-ish, how hungry I am, if I'm snacking or do whatever, I feel like I have enough food in me, then I'll take my vitamins. And then at dinner time, I've got to figure out how much I want to eat at dinner, depending on the time we're eating, because again, I need to eat again at like 8:30 to get those nighttime pills in. So it's all balance, all the figuring. Last night Wayne had pizza for dinner, and I'm like, I could have a piece. I'm like, well, should I? I'm like, yeah, 1 piece should be fine. I'll have one. I had 1 piece, and then like it was an hour and a half later, I'm like, oh, I've got to eat something else again now. Wasn't really hungry, but I did. I think I had a little bit of macaroni and cheese, and then had my stuff. Thursday, 4th treatment, same. Liquid was a little hard to get down. I ended up being tired. I napped that day even like for an hour, and I was still tired even though I got my vitamins, and the vitamins, one, haven't been giving me the extra energy. I'm still at the just low level of energy, and with the electrolyte in there, and also being I'm drinking liquid IV and whatnot, I still had a foot cramp in the middle of the night that night. And I was kind of surprised because I had taken my vitamins the day before, and I had taken them that day, so I'm like, no foot cramps. So I was laying in bed, I was all comfy, nice, and when Wayne comes up to bed, I'm like, all right, now I'm warm. I'm like, how about turn the fan on low? And he does, and my foot immediately cramped up, and I'm like, oh my God, really? So I had to get up and walk it out. That was fine, that was all right. Did not have a foot cramp on Friday. Friday, fluids went down fine. 5th treatment, went well, very quick. The gals there again are all so nice. Had the same gals all week. Seems like there's a basic 3 of them that work in that department. And so as far as the ones coming back, and it's nice for the room I'm in, I'm in more of the front room that has like glass, plexiglass, whatever, on kind of like a, the side and a half almost type of thing. And so I can see down the hallway of where they take me. So if I see the technician coming or she sees me, she's like, yeah, come on. And so then I can get up and start, when not waiting for her to get all the way over and stuff. So that's been nice. I put gas in the car that day. Got home, Cassie wanted her hair colored. She wanted it colored Thursday night. I'm like, you don't work tomorrow. How about tomorrow after I get home? Because I have energy in the morning. I'm like, I have no energy now. And I knew Wayne was pooped out Thursday night. So I got Cassie's hair. We had 1 bottle left. We're just kind of doing a touch-up type thing. So I just basically put it over the top of her hair as much as I could, going under as far as I could, which I got to just about past the top of her ears on either side. That took an hour, and it was good. I was done. I could feel I needed something to drink. I got a little woozy, but that was enough. Able to take my vitamins, and then at bedtime, on Thursday too. Thursday at lunchtime I took an Imodium AD, it's loperamide. I took one at lunchtime, and it didn't seem that I noticed that much difference, and I thought, well, I'll take one at bedtime and see what happens. And overnight, Thursday to Friday, I didn't have a whole lot of output coming out my bag, which is good. I actually only got up twice instead of, I've been getting up 3-4 times again lately. And I dreamt. So I was like, okay, but I also want to make sure that this is the pill doing this, or there's not something wrong, my stoma's still working. So I did not take one Friday morning, but I took one Friday at bedtime. And again, it's still liquidy, but it was a little bit less, so I didn't get up too much. So that was, that was good. So we'll see how today goes, when I want to take one or how it goes. You can take, the bottle says you can take 4. According to the doctors, you can take up to 8 a day. So again, with my taking, when I took like 2 the other day, so again, I'm not anywhere even close to the cap of what you can take for the day, but just making sure to the rest of the body. And I'm already taking so many pills that again, I do to add another one. I'm like, oh, okay, but we'll get through this. Side effects, haven't really had any side effects except for the liquidy output. Like I said, it doesn't seem to matter what I eat, it's all liquid. So there's that. Again, I have the bag, which is good for me, that I can just go and empty it, whenever I don't feel it. People that don't have an ostomy bag, I know I've seen, heard from some people saying that they're running to the bathroom every half an hour type of thing or whatever. So in that case, yeah, you need a few more loperamide. But for me, I've been doing okay. I can drink and eat cold things. I've been drinking orange juice out of the fridge and some lemonade. I have some sugar-free lemonade. And I've been able to drink those and not wait for room temperature, which is nice. I did have some ice cream a couple nights ago. That was okay. Tasted kind of funny to me. So again, I don't know if my taste buds are off, if that's just me, because according to Wayne, everything is like fine. And for me, some things are still like, I can touch cold things, so I can touch things in the fridge. I can bring out the orange juice and the milk and the whatever and food for leftover, if I'm making a plate. I can touch that stuff too, and that hasn't been a problem. So I don't have the tingles. I don't have anything in my feet. I'm cold a lot during the day. Right now I have good goosebumps. I think I have the heat on 77. I came downstairs from upstairs, I'm like, oh, it's cold down here, and Wayne's like, no, it's really not. And he's like, thermostat at that point was at like 76, and I'm like, yeah, no, we're going to 77. I'm like, he's like, yeah, if it were just you, it's like, if you weren't here, it'd be at 72. And I'm like, yeah, but I am here, and you guys are not going to be here, so Cassie went to work. Wayne went grocery shopping, but otherwise he'll be, and he cleans the house and he gets warm doing that. So I usually wear a coat during the day, and then again at the afternoon I'm tired and whatever, I'd lay on the couch and put a blanket on me. So there's that. But in reality, again, no real side effects. Everything's going well. So far the radiation's going well. I know the doctor too thought it was too early for the radiation to be making my output all liquidy. So we'll see. That may be a thing to come. Again, this is week 1. Said I've been told, and you know, even people have told me. Oh, excuse me. Some people have told me, and the doctors even said, you know, like people work full time during all this. Thinking, Lord knows how. Maybe if they don't take the pills, I don't know. And it's the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, I don't have to take the pills over the weekend. So we'll see if that makes a difference or not, if I feel any different, or if there's enough buildup in the system. It's just going to carry me through the weekend and I'll feel the same. Or what? So again, something brand new. This is the first weekend without pills. We'll see how it goes. And then next Monday we start it all over again and go from there. Let's see how that one goes. So that's my update. Doing okay. Again, I appreciate all your thoughts and prayers and helpful hints and all that. I said I'd read all the comments down below. I appreciate all you guys and appreciate you thinking about me. Keeping me in your prayers, helping get me healed. So I hope you're doing well, and you guys keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye.